Van Deeb, a dynamic leader with decades of experience building companies and crushing sales. He's been there and done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Van Deeb.
Inspiring audiences across the country to do it too. Here's Van.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Van Deeb podcast. I'm so glad you're taking your valuable time to spend a little bit of time with me. So you know my mission is to help us move the needle forward and help you live your best life. And today, I want to talk to you about demanding more from yourself. So let me ask you, are you happy with the progress you're making toward your goals? I know you have goals or you wouldn't be listening to my show because we talk about goals all the time. So, are you happy with the progress you're making toward your goals? If you feel like there's room for improvement, then I have a question for you today. What would your life look like if you started demanding more from yourself? What changes would you see in your career? And how would it affect the people around you? Well, I know these answers. I happen to own this space. I mean it. I own this space. I've been demanding more from myself every day for the last 41 years that I've been in business. If you want to raise your personal standard of excellence, you need to know what defines you and what you'll accept and, of course, not accept. In all areas of your life, this is no kidding, every single top performer in their career I've ever met knows how to raise their game and get more out of themselves in business and in their personal life. Theodore Roosevelt said a quote that really sticks with me. If you believe you can, you're halfway there. No kidding. It's confidence. If you believe you can do something, you're halfway there. When I started my real estate career in 1983, I became addicted to work. I did not just want to be successful. I wanted to be the best of the best in the business. It's just the way I felt. I didn't want to be good. I wanted to be great. And since I wasn't born with any natural business skills, my family is all teachers and preachers, not anybody in business in my immediate family. So my number one asset was my work ethic. And man, I'm telling you, I'm a disciplined dude. I don't know when to stop. And I demand way more from myself than I demand from any of my employees or any of my associates or people that are around me. I believed back in 1983, and I believe now, with drive, desire, determination, and self-discipline, there's nothing I can't accomplish. And I found out that my belief was spot on. Everything I've set out to do, I've achieved. I'm not looking for all of you to go, oh my gosh, he's really special. No, I'm not. I'm no different than anybody else. I just made a decision that I wanted to be really good at what I do, so I worked my butt off. Napoleon Hill, and you hear me talk about this book all the time. He's the author of Think and Grow Rich. He played a big role in helping me develop this attitude. One of my favorite lines from this book that I learned back in 1983, and Think and Grow Rich is the second best all-time selling book, and that is as of today. But one of the things that he said in his book that has stayed with me forever is, if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. That statement is ingrained in my entire being. Say it with me. If you can conceive it and you can believe it, you can achieve it. Okay, so why First of all, when I preach to people, I'll never preach to you about doing something that I haven't experienced myself. That would be hypocritical, and I'm not going to do that ever. Why do I demand more from myself? Because I believe in myself. Isn't that why you should demand more from yourself? Is because you believe in you? You got to be relentless in confidence in yourself. Being relentless means demanding more from yourself than anyone else could ever demand from you. Knowing that every time you stop doing something, you can still do more. And you must do more. Just like I preach to my sales team at Prime Home Realty in Omaha, Nebraska. If you don't demand more from yourself, then who will? You should not depend on anybody else to motivate you. Now, if you're lucky enough to have family or friends or people in your life, significant other, who want to see you succeed, that's a bonus. It's great if you've got support and you've got people rallying behind you. But the bottom line is that if you don't expect great things from yourself, you really can't expect anybody else to fill that gap. So, when should you start demanding more from yourself? Let me help you with that. Right now. Right now, today. Demand more from yourself and watch what happens to your life. I'm telling you, I did, I do, and it does. It changes your life. So I'm just going to give you a few ways to get started. You can come up with 1,000 more, but I'm just going to give you 5 ways to get started in demanding more from yourself. Water break here. You know, every time I fly, I seem to always get a head cold a couple days later. So I flew a couple days ago, so now I have a little bit of a head cold. But that's okay. Hopefully I'm not annoying my voice to you. All right, here's a few ways to get started. 1, upgrade your standards. If you want to improve your life, do not settle for anything that doesn't meet your standards, period. Why do it if it doesn't meet your standards? This involves raising your expectations for yourself and for those around you. If it doesn't meet where you want to go, then don't do it and don't feel bad about it. It's liberating when you start creating this attitude. Number 2, now don't forget, number 1 was upgrade your standards. Number 2, clean house. Remove aspects of your life that are not helping you reach your goals. Remove them. This includes purging negative thoughts and high-maintenance, drama-filled people from your life. We all have those people that are drama-filled and negative, bad for you. Let me repeat that. They are bad for you. Doesn't mean you can't love them. Doesn't mean you can't support them. Just don't spend a lot of time with them. I have a lot of people like that in my life, and I listen, but it's on an as-needed basis. I'm not going to let those people bring me down because they don't like their life. When we all should be grateful that we're here. So many things to be grateful about. Whenever you're feeling down, start thinking about all the wonderful blessings in your life. So number 2 is clean house. Number 3, have a zero tolerance mindset. A zero tolerance mindset for mediocrity and other behaviors that rob you of your potential to improve your performance. You don't want to be average. You should have a zero tolerance for being average. That should not even be in your vocabulary. Hey, Van, how you doing today? Good. I'm just living an average life because I'm putting an average effort towards my life. No, that doesn't work. Not for people like us. Not for people like you and like me that want to move the needle forward and live our best life possible. So number 3, have a zero tolerance mindset. It's all about demanding more from yourself. Number 4, make a list. You know, I'm big on making lists, man. If you make lists, you read it, you see it every day. It becomes tangible. Make a list of changes that will help you demand more from yourself and read it. It doesn't have to be fancy. There's no right or wrong answer. Get a pad and a pen and sit down when you're chilling and write at the top, ways I demand more from myself. So your list may include things like you will no longer tolerate in your life because they're holding you back. Things you will no longer tolerate in your life that are holding you back. It should also have things that you want to add to your life that will enhance it. But you're the decider. You're the one that makes this decision. What do I want to eliminate from myself so I can demand more from myself? Okay, number 4, make a list of all the changes that will help you demand more from yourself and read it. Number 5, another list. Write down all the things you aspire to become by demanding more from yourself and read this every day. So, don't tell me that you don't have ideas of what you want to become. Make a list and put at the top what I aspire to be, or whatever works for you. Things I want to incorporate into my life, and start making a list. And that list can change. It can change daily. But the reason why I'm so big on making a list, and I didn't say type it on your iPad or your computer. Get a pen, an old-fashioned pen and a pad, and write it down, because when you write it, you're logging it into your memory and you're reading it. Write it and read it. I'm telling you, this works. You know, demanding more from yourself takes courage. That's why I own this space. I have courage. I want more from myself. Even after 41 years of being successful in business, I'm not done. I've got God's willing, if he keeps me around, I got a long way to go to accomplish my goals. If you have the courage to expect and demand more from yourself, and more importantly, if you have the commitment to honor these higher, nobler standards, then you're going to upgrade your life and create the change you desire. Courage. Courage will do it. One of the key ingredients in demanding more from yourself is believing you can make these changes. Yeah, you believe it or not, that's one of the key ingredients. I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I believe in myself. I was meant to be this person. I have the ability to accomplish these goals. God didn't make me a slacker. I'm a winner. I expect more from myself. That's believing in yourself. Make these out loud affirmations all the time. You're bringing it into your universe, and you are going to be the person that you say you are. Just like saying, I'm not good enough, I can't do that. Well, you'll be that person too if you say it. Don't say it. Staying motivated is key. It's key in everything. Listen to motivational speakers to get you on the right track, or read self-help books. That's what I do. Everybody has a different way to stay motivated. However, I am incredibly confident that if you listen to my podcasts and sign up so you get these in your inbox, that way you won't have to try and remember. I put these out monthly. Subscribe to my podcast. I do a different topic every month. I don't bombard you because I wouldn't want to be bombarded myself. And you know, you can get all my podcasts at vandeeb.com or your favorite platform, Apple, Spotify, whatever. I promise you'll be extremely motivated by the content. And go back several years. The stuff I talk about is timeless. It has a shelf life forever. So my whole purpose is to help you accomplish your goals and live your best possible life. I have accomplished the majority of my goals I've set out to do. I want to help you now. Spread this podcast around to everybody you care about and love, including your kids or your significant other. I got to tell you something, because my whole purpose on doing this is to give you what I know about what makes me motivated and contributed to my success. I am a Shark Tank junkie. I watch Shark Tank religiously on CNBC, and sometimes it's on ABC. Those of you that don't know about Shark Tank, this program features entrepreneurs who are trying to be the best they can be and accomplish their goals and dreams. I learn from their victories, and then I learn from their failures. I have a radio show called The Journey, and I've interviewed people that have been on the Shark Tank, and I got to have a one-on-one with Barbara Corcoran, as well as a guest with Kevin O'Leary. This is a show that I'm telling you, if they charged a subscription fee to watch, I would beg you to pay it. It's free now. But man, have I learned so much from these entrepreneurs, these business people, on wanting to be successful. It is one of the best business shows I've ever watched, and I watch the same episodes sometimes over and over and over again. Those of you that are Shark Tank junkies know what I mean. It's motivation, and it's business 101. Another way, if you want to know how I stay motivated to be the best I can be and demand more for myself, I love listening to preachers. I love listening to preachers. Why? It's my personal preference, because they remind me of all the God-given talent that we have inside of us. Preachers remind me of all of the God-given talent we already have. It's already in us. Talent that will help us become anything that we want to be. I didn't say religion motivates me. Preachers and spirituality motivates me. I just got to share this. I really, truly believe with all my heart that there's nothing we can't do if we are willing to do the four-letter word. What's the four-letter word? W-O-R-K. There's nothing we can't do if we work at it, work for it, work hard in it, and try to do the right things and believe in ourselves. Also, I believe this comes back to you tenfold. I believe in treating every person like they matter. Not just because they deserve it. We don't know what people are going through today, what their financial insecurities are, what their home life is like, what they're going through in this very challenging world. But we do know we can treat everybody like they matter. And when you do this, what happens? They gravitate to you. And if they gravitate to you, they will go out of their way to help you and meet your needs. We love to help people that show an interest in us. You know, we have these abilities. There's nothing we can't do. I don't care who is in my audience when I go on speaking events. Everybody has the same ability. It's just some people make a decision to be that person and some don't. Ralph Waldo Emerson says, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Think about that. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. What are you deciding to be? Well, demand more from yourself and find out. I believe, and as I've said this my whole life, I believe that if you can dream it, you can be it. I believe that dreams are a prelude to reality. I really do. If you can dream it, you can do it. Ask yourself right now, what am I waiting for? When are you going to demand more from yourself? When your kids graduate from college, from high school, when you get married, when you get that job, when are you going to demand more from yourself? I say right now, and watch your life change. Do you know how many people will benefit when you try to be the best version of yourself and demand more from you? Every person in your life will see the new you and feel inspired and empowered to emulate what you are doing. What will it feel like when you are responsible for helping others become the best version of themselves? I think it should make you feel pretty darn good. One of my favorite things that can happen to me after I give a speech is a month later getting an email saying, hey, I was at your presentation, at your motivational seminar. I implemented what you said and my life is changing. That to me is nirvana. That makes me smile. We all have the ability. And I want to tell you something. The better you decide to be, the better everybody in your life will be. You will encourage, inspire, and empower them to be their best version. It should make you feel pretty darn good to know that you played a role in somebody else's life because they emulated you. So to honor your commitment, to demand more from yourself, keep your promises, and achieve your goals, you need to apply strategies that would be effective. So just to recap, one of my core beliefs that if you upgrade your standards as well as you upgrade your beliefs and your thoughts, then you can figure out the strategies to achieve any outcome you desire. In other words, if you believe you can, you upgrade your standards and beliefs, you will find a way to get things done. You guys, thank you for listening. But I want to tell you this. In our world today, watch what you'll be amongst people that know you if they see a new you. Demand more from yourself. Live the life that you deserve and dream of. It won't happen overnight. Don't be discouraged, but it will happen. Success is a work in progress in every aspect. And self-improvement, there's no deadline. There's no end. You're constantly trying to be better. Self-improvement is an ongoing project. So I want you to know I would be absolutely thrilled to coach you or speak to your company about how to demand more from yourself. I will guarantee that you will be a changed person and your company will be more productive and increase their productivity and market share. You know, you can reach out to me by my email, van@vandeeb.com, and set up a time to visit on the phone. There's no cost. I'll just visit with you. We'll set up a time. van@vandeeb.com. Once again, I guarantee that my coaching or my presentation on demanding more from yourself will increase your productivity and expand your company's market share. So let's say this together. Demand more from me and live your best life. Demand more from yourself. What are you waiting for? Everybody benefits. I'm super grateful that you spent this time with me today. Please subscribe and please think of one person that you can forward this podcast to that might help them change their lives and demand more from themselves. Grateful to spend the time with you. I know your time is very valuable. I hope you got a lot out of this, talking about our abilities to demand more from ourselves. Thank you for listening to the Van Deeb podcast.
A Huda Media Production.